from, outside the book or whatnot. And for today's book, we're doing Sinclair Smith's Dream Date. Now, I'm going to start this thing off with a little explanation of what the hell has been going on. We're gonna skip a couple of chapters because they're kind of not they're not adding anything to the what we're doing. And then we're gonna just kind of think through this. So what's going on is Heath is escalating this foolishness. Okay, what's going to be happening is here. Let me put Oreo Jr. back there where it's safe. Is Heath is about to make us want to windmill on him, okay? Because he messing with our man Jason. Okay, he messing with our man. He messing with our man. But before we get to that, before we get to him messing with our man and us having a windmill on him, let me recap and then skip two of the chapters and then get on to this story. Right. So we got Katie. She new to the school. She is 17. She ain't got no man. She feeling some kind of way. She didn't sit there. She wished upon a star to get a man. And guess what? That wish was answered by Heath, who is a loser that's in her dreams. He's crazy. He's deranged. He's stalkerish. He's controlling. He ain't got no job. He ain't wrote on no good poem. He ain't took her on an expensive date like our man Jason did. She eventually does get a boyfriend, Jason, who did all the things in the right way. And she got some friends now. And now Heath is escalating because she don't want to go to sleep no more and spend time with him. She much rather be in her waking life. And so we're going to talk about that escalation. So in the two chapters that we skip, I'm going to just roll this through real quick. Remember, Katie had got into it with Raquel, but then she apologized. Mm-hmm. She bumps into Raquel. She apologizes for skipping out on her without, coming back and explaining what's going on. And so Raquel was like, girl, it's fine. Why you got all them chips? Because they were at the grocery store. And so she was like, oh, girl, me and Jason going to hang out tonight. Raquel was like, can me and my boyfriend come and hang out? Let's double. And so, Katie was like, sure. So Raquel is coming to her house. She's knocking on the door. And of course, Katie's scared because she's been abused by Heath, the loser. Okay, so that's kind of what happened in them two chapters. Let's get on. Okay. So now we're all caught up. Let's keep going, y'all. Let's keep going. All right. Okay. Chapter 30. The eerie headless face continued to grin. That's Raquel, y'all. That's just Raquel. Katie paranoid. She's not just noise. She paranoid, y'all. Anyway. It was mouthing words and then screamed something that Katie could barely hear above the rushing roar of blood in her ears. Girl, did he bust you upside your head, girl? I hope not. Whatever it was continued to pound on the window. Wait, if it's pounding, how is it doing it? If it doesn't have a body, where are his hands, girl? Do you need a little more sleep? Are you still delusional from your lack of sleep, ma'am? What's going on? It took Katie a moment to realize it was Raquel. Now she could make sense of the words her mouth was screaming. For heaven's sakes, Katie, wake up and let me in. It's cold out here. I've gotten so stressed out. I'm seeing monsters everywhere, Katie thought, even in my best friend's face. She ran to the kitchen door and opened it. A chilly gust of wind blew in and swirled around Raquel as she stepped in. Her cheeks were bright pink. Honestly, Raquel threw off the black scarf that covered her head and neck with a sweeping flourish. Where were you? In La La Land? I rang the bell. I used the door knocker. I banged on the back door. Then I saw you standing in the kitchen, so I pounded on the window. For a while, I thought you were just going to stare at me. I guess I was daydreaming. When I saw you, I didn't recognize you for a while. You scared me. This house is sort of spooky. So far out in the woods and all. Sometimes I get a little jumpy. I'll say, Raquel hugged herself and gave a little shiver. Girl, can you teach the dude from our Fairy Tale Fridays how to shiver? Because he was looking for that for like 30 minutes. Teach him, girl. Yeah. Sorry, I lost my place, y'all. before she removed her coat. Katie, it's raw out there. Really raw. The hell that mean? So are my nerves, Katie thought. Anyway, Katie, Raquel said as she pulled off her coat, Max isn't coming. He's got a new gig and asked me if I minded if he put in some extra practice time with his drums. So I came over here. I know I'm a little early. I hope it's okay. Sure, Katie said. Come on, we'll hang all your stuff in the front hall closet. Katie motioned for Raquel to follow her. Even though Max couldn't make it, Katie told her as they walked, it's a good thing I brought a lot of chips since I just broke a bowl of them. And they're all over the kitchen floor. Girl, you just dropping everything. She testing gravity. She just testing gravity to make sure it's still, working, that we won't float off into, I don't know, Mars or something. Later, Katie sat on the sofa in front of the TV, nestled in the shelter of Jason's arms. Ooh, we love Jason. Jason, my boo. Jason, our boo, y'all. Jason, our boo. Oh, we're in his arms. Oh, I love that.
Huh?
Yeah. Raquel sat on the other side of him, taking a sip of soda, her eyes glued to the screen. No one said a word. They were watching Psycho. Girl, you ain't got to watch Psycho. You got one in your dreams. Katie felt her anticipation and fear build as the story unfolded. I know this so well, and yet it scares me just as much as each time, she thought with amazement. But this is a lot different than the fear I feel when Heath is around me. She watched as Norman Bates peered at his unsuspecting guest through a hole in the wall at the Bates Motel. She didn't like this part tonight. It reminded her too much of that feeling of being watched. Jason's arm was around her. She leaned close to him and took his hand, because he our boo. He tangled his hand in her hair and pulled her closer. She felt his lips brush against her hair gently. Oh, sexy. Then there was a blinding flash of white, hot pain that tore through her skull. Girl, he done busted you upside your head, girl. Katie would have screamed, but she was paralyzed with pain. As she sat there helplessly, Norman Bates stopped spying on his guest. Now he was talking to Katie. Katie, he mouthed, his voice coming out deep, fiery, threatening. Katie, he said again, his voice holding her name in an unalive grip. You shouldn't be letting him kiss you. The voice sneered. You belong to me. You're my girl. My special girl. Katie stared in horror. Suddenly, the voice wasn't coming from Norman Bates anymore. It was coming from a big, dusty, controlling loser, Heath. Some of them words I made up, but, it's needed. Heath was there on the screen, surrounded by a fiery halo, his face twisted in rage. The pain continued to hold Katie paralyzed as he continued to threaten her. His eyes burning into her soul. You better tell Jason to keep away from my girl. I'm gonna pause for the cause real quick because I want to inject something here.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to say something. I want Heath to tell Jason that. Like, why Heath got to tell her why Katie got to be the middleman in your abuse, sir? Why she got to tell Jason? Why you don't come and tell Jason? Why you don't tell Jason? Period. Okay? Be a man, tell Jason. Since you want her to be your girl, come get her. I would have been like, Heath, come get me then. Come get this man arm from around me since you want me so much, since I'm your girl. Okay, but back to the book. Back to the book. I'm mad at Heath, by the way. Then Heath's image started to flicker and the fiery glow began to fade. He no longer bellowed. But the silky whisper he assumed was more insidious, even more threatening. Better tell Jason to stay away from my special girl. He cooed gently, the way an adult would whisper to a crying child. Otherwise, if he's not careful, something bad may happen to him. Chapter 31. A barely audible sigh of release escaped Katie's lips as Heath's image faded from the television screen and the pain faded away with it. Girl, he did knock you upside your head. Then she snapped to attention. What about Raquel and Jason? But Jason's arm remained relaxed around her shoulders. The room was quiet except for the video. The music was building to a crescendo. Katie recognized the terrifying sounds, almost like shrieking, that accompanied the water scene. Katie turned her head slightly. Out of the corner of her eye, she saw Raquel and Jason gazing at the screen with attention. Raquel's mouth was slightly open. Jason yawned and did a wide stretch. How can he yawn during a scene like this? Katie wondered. Her radar suddenly alert. What's wrong with Jason? Girl, ain't nothing wrong with him. He trying to tell Raquel to leave so y'all can have some alone time. Happy Jason. Oh, sorry, Katie, Jason smiled a little sheepishly. Remember I told you my uncle was coming to visit? The younger one who has the job that he travels a lot? Well, we were up till all hours talking. Katie didn't like what she was hearing. So then, Jason continued, rubbing at one of his eyes as he talked, I had to do the early shift at the Burger Boy this morning. I had to be in at 6 a.m. to set everything up, sir. Wow. The burger place open at 6 o'clock in the morning? Yes. Okay, period. Y'all like Waffle House. Katie's eyes were wide with fright. You must be unalive tired, she blurted out. She clapped her hands over her mouth. She wished she hadn't said that. Unalive tired. Jason laughed. Well, I've been preppier, I admit, but it's no big deal. He flexed his biceps. See? I'm young and strong. Look at that bicep, Scott. Look at that. Raquel looked away from Psycho long enough to say, yeah, Katie, he'll be okay. We put in an all-nighter or two. It's not so awful. You have no idea what awful is, Katie thought, twisting a lock of hair. Well, just the same. I think you should drive home with Raquel, Katie told Jason. You're kidding! Raquel lives in the opposite direction. I'm not taking her out of her way. Well, I'll drive you home if you want, Jason, Raquel said. But Katie, I think you're overreacting. Besides, Raquel said, with a sidelong glance, I thought you and Jason wanted some time alone together. Yeah, girl, get that alone time with our boo. Normally, Katie would have thought that was true. But now she was torn between wanting him to stay and wanting him to leave as quickly as possible, to be home and safe. Come on, Katie, calm down, Jason gave her hand a squeeze. Let's watch the movie. So Katie prayed everything would be all right and sat there through Psycho. The movie did little to help calm her fears. Girl, why didn't you pick like Steel Magnolias or, like some happy romance? Trying not to fall asleep. Sleepers in Seattle. I like that one. Sexy. So Katie prayed everything would be all right as they sat through Psycho. The movie did little to help calm her fears. Sorry, that was a double read. After Psycho was over, Raquel left. Then Jason started to pop another movie into the VCR. Hey, wow, check a wow. Just kidding, he said, putting down the cassette. Let's do something else. Nothing's going to happen to him, Katie told herself as Jason slid his arm around her. If only I could make myself believe it. She thought as he pressed his lips on hers. While Jason kissed her, Katie nearly lost all thoughts of her fear. Okay, Jason got them luscious lips. But later, as they said goodbye, she made sure to tell him to be careful twice. Alone in the house, Katie went through every room, unplugging all the radios and TVs. She didn't care if anyone who saw what she was doing would think it was strange behavior. She was too scared. Chapter 32, y'all. Here we go. Y'all ready for this? I'm not ready. I hope y'all are ready. Katie blinked as the morning sunlight awakened her. For a moment, she didn't realize where she was. Of course, I'm on the couch, she realized instantly as she sat up and looked around. She hadn't wanted to sleep in her own bed. She was too afraid. Yeah, Heath had already busted her upside the head. Katie pushed a triangle of hair from her forehead. The phone rang so loudly that she jumped. Hello? Katie, it's Raquel. She didn't have to say another word. The strain in her voice was impossible to miss. Oh my God. Oh God. Oh. My heart is in my throat right now, y'all. Is there something wrong with Jason? Katie asked quickly as she rose to her feet. He's had an accident with his car, Katie. He's in the hospital. I just happened to see his parents when I was out running an errand. They were on their way to see him. They were really upset. Girl, I'm not as upset as I am. Tell me everything, Raquel, Katie whispered. Will he be all right? He's got a concussion and 2 broken ribs. Ow. But nothing fatal. They said he must have been very lucky or he would have been hurt a lot worse. Unalived. Is that what she means? Katie wondered in silent dread, sorry. She could feel her heart pounding. Her chest was tight, constricted. How did it happen? Katie asked finally. She was afraid she already knew. Girl, you know what the hell happened. Heath. Well, they aren't exactly sure, Katie, but he ran off the road just in back of your place, about a half a mile away from your house. He ran head on into a tree. Damn. Katie, I'm so sorry. I didn't try to make him ride home with me. I feel so awful, like it's all my fault. Girl, you got a little survivor's remorse over there. It's not your fault, Raquel, Katie told her. It's probably not even Jason's fault. Yeah, girl, because you got a dusty loser as a dream boyfriend. Please don't blame yourself. Raquel's voice trembled. But Katie, if he hadn't hit the tree, he could have rolled right down the hill. Oh, I wish I hadn't told you that. Katie thought Raquel sounded close to tears. Raquel, stop feeling guilty for this. I don't know if I can. Raquel started to sob. Raquel, don't. Tell me, when you said they didn't know exactly how it happened, did they have any ideas at all? Could it have been something wrong with the car, the steering wheel, or the brakes? It wasn't that at all, Katie. Raquel managed to stop crying. They think it looks like he fell asleep at the wheel. Oh my God.
Wow.
We praying for Jason, y'all. Okay, y'all know how we end these things. I need Oreo Jr. for comfort. Oh my God. If you could talk to any of the characters in this book from those chapters that we read, what would you tell them? What advice would you give? What would you say? What do you think? All of that good stuff. You guys put in the comment section. Scott, you got to verbally say it.
Huh? I got to verbally say it.
You got to verbally say it.
Got to verbally say what I would ask.
What you would say, what you would ask, what you would tell, what you would advise, any of it.
Say, Jason, don't drive. You're tired.
Driving when you sleep is like driving when you drunk, period. Period. I would say that Katie definitely needs to go into her dream and address Heath. It's time, honey. It's time. He over here he over here knocking you upside the head while you watching a movie with Jason because he jealous. And he also is causing Jason to have accidents, and we can't have that, honey. Jason is young and he hot, and we trying to keep him that way. Period. That's what I got.
All right.
Oh my God. Katie, if you don't get in that dream and get Heath together, girl, I might have to go in a dream and get Heath together. Period. Okay. Anyway, so we're going to end it here, guys. As always, you guys, we enjoy having you guys hanging out with us. It is such a gag and a good time. And we hope you guys feel the same about us. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, check out some other videos, live shorts, all that fun stuff. Our channel is your channel. We have a good time here. Go check out all the various things we do here. And with that, we're going to bid you guys adieu. So from wherever we are, even when we're sitting watching a movie with our real boyfriend and our crazy, psychotic, controlling loser boyfriend from our dream is knocking us upside the head, to wherever you guys are, peace, love, and happiness. We'll see you guys tomorrow for it's a super scary Saturday sleepover and more of this crazy foolishness that we call dream date. So we'll see you guys tomorrow, guys. Thanks for hanging out. Bye. Bye.
Bye.